The grass is greener on the other side. Have you heard that saying?
Definitely heard it many a time.
We don't know if you've heard it, but that's what we're going to be talking about in this week's episode of Get Real with the English Sisters. The grass is greener.
Yeah. Why is it that when we look over that fence and we always think that whatever the other person has seems to be better than what we have?
That's what it actually means, a
Yeah,
saying, doesn't it?
yeah.
For those who may not have heard of it. It means that whatever's on the other side, like whatever someone else has, is better than what you've got.
Yeah, or not only what someone else has, all the things in general, all the opportunities. You might be teaching in England and you're saying, oh, well, I could have had that teaching job in Spain, for example.
That's a good point.
You know, you're never quite satisfied with what you have because something else, or perhaps someone else, seems to be better for you.
Seems to be shinier.
Yes, and what we're going to get at today, I think, is that grass is greener on the other side. It could be,
An illusion.
An illusion, or it could be fake grass. You know, like that fake plastic grass. You might have the real grass. So it might just be, an illusion on all fronts. This grass is green.
Yeah, I think
literally.
the saying probably came because if people wanted to have green grass, didn't they? They wanted to have the perfect lawn.
Yes, but how did they get that perfect lawn?
lawn?
I wonder.
Yes,
it's because they watered it.
They watered it and they tended to it.
And they took care of it. And they put a lot of hard work into it, most likely. Unless they're like these really, really rich people that have like masses of gardeners or whatever. But then again, something happened behind the scenes that you're not aware of. How the business was built, perhaps. Perhaps it took years of sacrifice, or sometimes even inherited money has its pain behind it.
A lot.
So, so how do we really know? Is that grass really greener, or is it?
I think most of the time it's an illusion. Because I think if we take the time to water our own grass, our own lawns,
it would be just as
green
and beautiful.
And luscious, and grow just as well.
Exactly. What we're trying to do by thinking that someone else is better is we're falling into a bit of a trap, really. And it's a dangerous trap to be, because it's always going to make us feel unsatisfied.
Yeah.
The feeling of not having enough or not being enough can be very devastating, actually.
Yeah, and I think also maybe if not, like the feeling of, let's say, looking over, if you've got like friends that say are really in really what you consider to be really lovely relationships.
Yeah.
And then you might look at your own relationship. I wish my partner would do that.
Yes.
I wish they would be like that.
Yeah.
Why aren't they like that? Why don't they do that? Why aren't they so sweet and loving? But
you're always wanting something else. Instead of watering the actual relationship that you do have and cultivating and communicating with that person, expressing you're comparing them to someone else. That's a very difficult comparison.
And you're never satisfied with what you have.
Exactly.
You never actually want what you have, which apparently is a secret to happiness, to want what you already have.
And how many people live like this? It's a very large population live like this with the grass is greener kind of syndrome. We want to call it a syndrome. I would think it definitely is. I think you have to be aware of it because it is like a syndrome. It can come up, it can pop up into your life, and it can just sort of irradiate in all kind of different aspects, from work, from
how much someone else earns to how much you're earning, to what you look like compared to someone else.
Exactly. Why can't I be like that? Blah blah. The clothes they have, you don't have. It's endless about anything.
It's so tiring, isn't it?
It's exhausting, and a lot of the time it's fake. What you're seeing is fake. It could be on social media. That's fake. It's like the green grass that's fake. It's plastic. Yeah. No wonder it looks so brilliant. It's literally fake. So it's not always real, this grass that we're imagining to be so beautiful, and those people's lives that we see in the reels and everything is, beautiful sunset, blah, blah, blah. No, it's fake. It's fake. So why do you really want to go there?
to this fake land.
Yeah, when you've got a real land that you need to cultivate. You need to look after and water it, and it will be beautiful with all its imperfections, I must say. All its imperfections.
All its imperfections make it perfect.
For
Sometimes.
you. For you. Yes. They make it perfectly imperfect, just the right way that humans are designed to live in a bit of a chaos, like nature is chaos. There is chaos all around us, and we try and fit it all in and
Make it all so shiny and perfect.
yes, and it's not. Life does have its imperfections, its hassles, its bustles, and everything.
It's messy.
It's messy, yes.
And a
it's
lot of the
messy.
times what you have, if you have a messy life, and then you might look at your best friend and think, oh, their life's perfect. And it's not really. It's just that a lot of the times they're not telling you what's really going on. Maybe sometimes they're not even aware of it themselves. They haven't got to that emotional intelligence to actually identify it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that as well. It's getting away
Because
from the comparison.
I think they're kind of the people that do that might not, say if they don't talk frankly to you, if you've got a best friend. I know someone close to me that does that, and they don't actually share. They don't share the really messy parts of their life.
No.
They just share all the lovely, shiny parts.
Right, the good things.
So the good things. So really, you don't really know what's going on. You might think, oh, they've got a perfect life, but they haven't really. It's just they're not sharing the messy
And
bits.
that's
And
so
they're
common.
hiding it.
That's so common.
And they're hiding it to their friends, and they're also hiding it to themselves in a way.
Absolutely, yeah. The truth about what's actually really going on in your life can be quite disarming. You know, if you actually tell someone about it, they can be quite like, oh, what? Oh, gosh. You know, and then they might start, lowering their armor as well and discussing it. That is one way
And
to...
opening up.
Opening up, yeah, because a lot of the times when you open up, they open up too. And then you might see that grass and you might think, wow, it's just the same as my grass here, really.
It needs nourishing too.
Yeah, it's a bit yellow.
The truth is that we all have to nourish our relationships, I think. And a lot of us neglect them.
Yes.
The thing that we're supposed to nourish the most is the thing that gets most neglected, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sad, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, we do. We should really be investing so much energy, so much of our time on nourishing our relationships, cultivating our friendships. But in the end, we spend like 8 hours or whatever cultivating our work relationships, and which is obviously important. You need food on the table. You need to work and you need to eat and then survive. And but yeah, I think you do need to realise that the rest of it's very important as well. Obviously, work-life balance once again.
It is so important. And I think the most of us, we do rush around and just thinking that other people's lives are so great and shiny, and we've been like hard done to.
That's a classical thing, isn't it? Like I was thinking just before you get married, you have those nerves and you think, gosh, is that the right person? And you might be thinking, oh, I had that other boyfriend years ago. He was really sweet. I mean, I remember thinking that, and years have passed, and I do not regret having chosen my husband. I mean, we've been together for 35 years now, so it's been incredible. But I did have a moment when I did think the grass was greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And I do remember your boyfriend at the time actually said, Yudka, remember this. And then he said the grass is always greener on the other side. And I thought, gosh, you know what? I think he's right, And then I went and I analysed it a little bit, this other person that seemed to be, this romantic, this person that would read all these interesting books, whereas compared to my husband,
intellectual.
much more intellectual. He was very pragmatic, like a businessman. He appeared that way at the time, because then afterwards he revealed himself to have this artistic side of him as well. So you never really know.
Is this your husband you're talking about?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my husband. But at the time, there was another, like, a contender.
That was very intellectual,
Very-
not artsy.
Yeah, kind of intellectual, and he sort of got me on that side. I was slightly wooed by this other person. I was thinking, am I doing the right thing here? Getting married, committing. And then when your boyfriend, he said, oh, the grass is always greener on the side. That's actually what made me decide and think, what am I doing? Why am I trying to look for something else that's perfect? That appears to be perfect, but it isn't. Because then when I went into it further, I saw lots of aspects of this personality that I didn't really like. And you could do this forever. Like, always think, no, I'm not going to commit because it might not be the right person.
And then
What
you never commit though, do you?
No, and you never actually start watering that grass and start
because
nurturing
I think
it.
in order to commit is you have to start watering.
You do. You actually have to sort of put the effort
It's
in.
not just
like,
I'm going to commit to you and then you're not going to water the relationship.
No. Any relationship, any grass, as we all know, needs water, sun, love and care. You need to look after the grass. You need to cut it and whatever. Nourish it, put fertilizer, the good kind. And it needs all of that. The same way we do and our relationships do.
I think if we just spent 10% more time nourishing our own relationships,
Yeah.
the grass would get so green.
Yeah, we could just ignore everyone else's grass and just be happy and jumping up and down, barefoot on our own grass and enjoying life to the fullest.
Exactly.
And just appreciating that grass of ours that we have, because it's the grass that you actually already have.
And a lot of
Look
people, they
after
don't realise until it's gone how much
Yeah.
they missed it.
Yeah, that's so true. When there is no more grass and there's just hard cement left there, then you think, that wasn't that bad. So take care of
That was
it.
lovely.
Take care of your own grass.
Let us know what you think.
Sounds rather
Have you
funny
ever
now.
had it where you thought something else was more attractive, more shiny, more green?
Yeah,
Let us know.
Yeah, you've been tempted into thinking, I'm going to go somewhere else, do something else. I mean, sometimes it might be for the great, for the greater good.
Obviously, but I think the thing is here is to reason.
Take the
yeah,
action,
take-
but not stay
No.
with the wanting. If you want the teaching position in Spain, like I was giving that example, go for it.
Yeah.
Don't stay in the UK moaning and groaning. Find an opportunity to get there.
Yes.
And actually take the action. I say do that. If you really are finding yourself all the time thinking about.
If it's a long yearning, you should definitely do it.
Long yearning, that's the point. Yeah, I think
If
you have
it's
to
not a
analyse.
5-minute fancy.
Yeah, do you think a lot of people just have these 5-minute
Yeah.
fancies and they just leave them
no,
always
I think it's when you
unsettled.
it's when you glamorize the grass is green on the other side, and you glamorize that teaching position, you glamorize it's going to be sunny there. But if it's a yearning that you've had for a long time and you've done your due diligence, as they say,
Right,
and
yeah.
you've checked it out, you've checked where you live, what you do, how you do it.
Yeah, the reality
The
of
reality
it.
of it, you can't understand the language, you don't know, you
Yes.
might find that a really beautiful challenge. Well, great. But if you think, I don't think, no, maybe I'm not that cut out for that.
Yeah, so true.
You
so
could
true.
it could be your perfect opportunity, and then you should go for it. But yes, I think when you stay in the state of always thinking that the grass is green on the other side, but you don't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think that's where it's really
That's where
festers. and
that's where it becomes like malignant.
Malignant, yeah. Then it's a real
Because
syndrome.
then you're not watering your own grass, and you're not going
and taking
action and going to the greener grass.
No, you're not. You're just
If
nowhere
you
in no
decide
man's land.
that you're like, the shepherds that move their sheep to the greener pastures,
Yes.
go for it.
Go for it. Go to
But
the
don't
greener.
have this longing that the grass is always green on that side without watering your own grass.
Yeah, it just makes you feel unhappy all the time. It's if you're unfulfilled. And it's sad because you really could be jumping up and down in your own grass here. No pun intended.
No. Have fun and let us know what you think about this episode. And do take a few moments to comment on Spotify. There's an actual comment section now, and on YouTube too. And on Apple Podcasts, please do go and leave a review. And thank you for all of those that do leave reviews.
thank
We
you
do
so much.
appreciate you so much. And the podcast actually hit the Taiwan charts this week.
Wow.
And Korea. So thank you.
Big hello to you all there
listening
that listened from there.
And the US and London and everywhere, really. Lots of love. Bye-bye from
Bye-bye.
the English Sisters. Bye-bye.